Part 1. Anxiety and the Mystery of the Curse. Twilight slowly enveloped the suburbs of Seattle, where the dim light of Elizabeth Mary Gray's table lamp flickered on the kitchen table, casting shadows on the faded wallpaper of her small apartment. Elizabeth, a tall, stately woman in her 60s with gray hair pulled into a tight bun, paced nervously around the kitchen. Her sharp features, still striking despite her age, were tense. Her dark, honey-colored eyes gleamed with worry. She clutched an old flip phone, her fingers trembling as she dialed her friend Linda. A widow, Elizabeth had devoted her life to her grandson Aiden after her daughter's death. Her stern character, forged by years as a schoolteacher and later a vice principal, refused to let her give up, but now she felt helpless. "Linda, where's he wandering so late?" Her voice quivered. "Tomorrow's his only day off, and the day after he's back on duty." "You didn't think to call him?" Linda replied, her soft voice trying to soothe. "I called 10 times, no answer. I'm a nervous wreck," Elizabeth snapped. "Calm down, Liz. Aiden's a grown man, working as a doctor. Maybe he's on a date." "On a date?" Elizabeth scoffed, her eyebrows knitting together. "I've given my whole life to him, and he's making me worry over some girl." She recalled raising Aiden, his first steps, school plays, her pride when he got into medical school. Aiden, tall and lanky, with tousled dark hair and weary green eyes, was her life's purpose. But lately, a dark cloud seemed to follow him. Struggles in his internship, a rejection from a private clinic, and now an attack by some thug. The door slammed. Aiden walked in, his medical scrubs rumpled, a fresh scratch on his cheek. His usually open face was grim. "Aiden, where were you? God, what happened?" Elizabeth rushed to him, inspecting him like a child. "It's nothing, Gran," he muttered, avoiding her gaze. "Late call." She didn't believe him. Something was wrong. Her heart clenched with dread. The next morning, unable to bear it, Elizabeth set out for Madame Clara, a renowned Seattle clairvoyant. Her old house in the woods near the city was overgrown with ivy, smelling of herbs and wax. Madame Clara, thin with a mysterious face and piercing gray eyes, invited her to sit. "Let's have some herbal tea, it'll calm you," she said, offering a clay mug. "Thank you," Elizabeth replied softly, clutching Aiden's photo. "I'm worried about my grandson." "I see," Madame Clara nodded. "Tell me." "His mother died when he was young," Elizabeth began, her voice trembling with memories. "His father left for work abroad, doesn't care about him. I raised him alone, worked at school to give him an education. Now he's in trouble. His internship's a mess, he lost a job, some thug attacked him, like he's been cursed." Madame Clara studied the photo. "There's a curse on the boy, a strong one." "What curse? Who did this?" Elizabeth clenched her fists. "Someone close." "You," Madame Clara replied. "No, that can't be," Elizabeth exclaimed, her eyes flashing. "He's everything to me." "Even to those we love most, we can unintentionally cause harm," Madame Clara explained. "Words spoken in anger can come true." Elizabeth recalled a fight 3 months ago. Preparing Aiden's birthday dinner, she chopped vegetables, furious at his indifference. Her words were sharp, but she meant no harm. "You mustn't be angry while holding a knife," Madame Clara said. "Anger sharpens and harms. If you don't lift the curse, it'll get worse." "What do I do?" Elizabeth pleaded. "Make his favorite dish, cheese pies, with someone who loves him just as much. Your combined love will outweigh the curse." Elizabeth returned home, determined but uneasy. Who could love Aiden as much as she did? Her mind buzzed, recalling his tired eyes, the scratch, his stubborn silence. Time was slipping away, and every moment without action felt like it brought danger closer.
Part 2. Attempt to lift the curse and a new mystery.
Elizabeth sat at the kitchen table, Madame Clara's words echoing in her mind. Her modest Seattle apartment was filled with warmth, embroidered napkins, old photos, the aroma of soup simmering on the stove. But thoughts of the curse haunted her. Me? How could I? She thought, gripping the tablecloth. She remembered chopping vegetables, angry at Aiden. Her anger was fleeting but sharp. Could it have caused his troubles? She decided to talk to Aiden, hoping to learn about his life. He sat across from her, dark hair falling into his eyes, his medical scrub smelling of antiseptic. His green-brown eyes showed fatigue, but also stubbornness. "Aiden, how's work?" Elizabeth asked, cautiously, ladling soup. "Nothing new," he replied, smiling through exhaustion. "Patience calls." "Any nice girls there?" she probed, searching for truth. "Maybe, but not on my shift." Aiden averted his gaze, focusing on his food. "Change your shift, then," she pressed. "You don't see the world. Studies, night shifts. You won't find love like this." "Gran, let me eat in peace," he sighed. "I've got time." "You used to tell me everything, now nothing," Elizabeth fumed. "Just, where's my shirt?" She held back her anger, recalling Madame Clara's warning. Her heart ached, suspecting Aiden was hiding something. Maybe he has a girlfriend, she wondered. A week later, Elizabeth visited Linda in Tacoma. Linda, a plump woman with kind eyes, was recovering from surgery, so Elizabeth returned early. Entering her apartment, she froze. A woman's purse lay on the table. A young woman stood nearby, with long blonde hair and a light blue dress. Her gray eyes widened in surprise. "Sorry. Good morning," she said, tucking a strand of hair. "You're Elizabeth Gray?" "Yes. And you're Aiden's girlfriend." "Ashley, nice to meet you." The girl extended her hand, her smile shy but sincere. "Where's Aiden?" Elizabeth asked, clutching her bag. "He went to the university, left me the keys. I thought you'd be back later. I was going to tidy up." "Well, we've met now," Elizabeth said, forcing a smile. Ashley seemed flighty, which clashed with her strict values. "Coffee?" Ashley offered, pointing to the machine. Elizabeth nodded, pondering, does she love Aiden? That day, they made cheese pies together. Ashley kneaded dough skillfully, chatting about her college studies. Elizabeth felt hope. Maybe the ritual would work. But days later, peace shattered. Late at night, Elizabeth heard shouts outside. Rushing out, she saw Aiden pinned against a wall by a burly man with rough features. "Get off my grandson!" she yelled, charging at the attacker. "Calm down, Gran," Aiden muttered, holding his side. "I'd have handled it." She didn't buy his random attack excuse. Anxiety surged, and Elizabeth, grabbing Ashley's hairpin, headed to Madame Clara. Her heart pounded with fear for her grandson. "I made pies with Ashley, but Aiden was attacked again," she said, handing over the hairpin. Part 3. Truth and Happiness. Madame Clara's old house smelled of herbs and smoke. Her piercing gray eyes fixed on Ashley's hairpin, clutched in Elizabeth's hand. In her dark coat, Elizabeth looked weary but resolute. "Why didn't the ritual work?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I made pies with Ashley, but Aiden was attacked again, and he got shocked changing a light bulb." Madame Clara shook her head. "It's the girl," she said. "Ashley doesn't love Aiden, and he doesn't love her. You strengthened the curse. Take this root, hide it in his room for 7 days, but you must lift the curse or he faces death by a sharp object." "God!" Elizabeth shuddered, gripping the root. The next morning, She hid it in Aiden's drawer among medical books. She caught her cleaning. "Gran, what are you doing?" Aiden, in a blue t-shirt, looked puzzled. "Tidying up," she grumbled. "Going to Linda's." She stayed in town, determined to uncover the truth about Ashley. That evening, returning unannounced, she found Aiden with Ashley and Paul, his best friend, a tall, broad-shouldered guy with a scruffy beard. "Paul, some friend," Elizabeth snapped. "With his girlfriend?" "Gran, calm down," Aiden raised his hands. "Ashley's Paul's girlfriend. I lent them my keys." Elizabeth froze. Her plan had failed. Later, she saw Aiden with Emily, slender, with chestnut hair and warm brown eyes. Elizabeth held her scarf found during their date. At Madame Clara's, she learned the truth. "It's not Ashley," Madame Clara said. "Emily is his fate, but she's married." "Married?" Elizabeth was stunned. "Accept her," Madame Clara insisted. "Make pies with her, and the curse will lift." On the 7th day, Elizabeth waited for Aiden, consumed by worry. Shouts rang outside. She rushed out and saw Sean, a burly man, attacking Aiden and Emily. "Get off them!" Elizabeth screamed. Police detained Sean. Aiden introduced Emily to his grandmother. Her soft voice and sincere smile struck Elizabeth. Emily explained she'd divorced Sean due to his cheating and aggression. Her love with Aiden began when he supported her through her mother's illness. That evening, Elizabeth and Emily made cheese pies. Elizabeth watched Emily knead dough skillfully, feeling warmth in her heart. The ritual was complete. Aiden and Emily married, and Sean left them alone. Elizabeth, having learned to mind her words, rejoiced in their happiness, recalling Madame Clara's advice, never be angry with a knife in hand.